The recent announcement by the International Trade Administration Commission, or ITAC, that import tariffs on several cuts of chicken meat will either be reduced dramatically or scrapped entirely has the local industry up in arms. Joining us now is Izaak Breitenbach, and he is the CEO of the broiler division of the Southern African Poultry Association. Good day, Izaak. Could you first give us a breakdown of the rebates announcement by ITAC?
Rebates entail a couple of different cuts. So it does not include the anti-dumping duties. So it's a rebate on tariffs only. And it would be the tariffs on bone-in product, the tariffs on boneless product, and also the tariffs that applies on offal products. So those are the products affected by this rebate.
What will the impact of these rebates be on the local poultry industry?
The impact of the rebates will be significant. If we talk about the industry and what the industry want to achieve to produce cheaper chicken, we need to produce more and more chicken as we go along. Now, what the rebates would do, the rebates is intended to increase the amount of imported product and therefore taking production away from the local product. So the impact would be that we import a couple of portions of imported chicken at low prices that the industry need to compete with, but we will lose the volume and that will escalate our production costs.
Why has ITAC decided on implementing these rebates?
ITAC is concerned that because of the avian influenza that's really subsided and it's really behind us, that would have caused a shortage in chicken meat in the market and therefore the price of chicken to go up. And that is the purpose of the rebate is then to lower the price, stimulate the import of imported chicken, and therefore keep prices down. So that would be, if you look at it in the short term, what they would like to achieve. But actually it achieves the opposite. It takes away volumes from the local industry that's produced cheap chicken for a long period of time.
And could you perhaps expand on the current state of avian influenza in the country?
Avian influenza, we had our last outbreak towards the end of November 2023. So subsequent to that, we are negative for all the strains of avian influenza, and we have no new outbreaks of avian influenza. But if we look at the industry per se, we've lost in the region of 9.5 million chickens that we culled and or perished due to the disease, and these flocks still need to be replaced. So we will see the impact on costs for probably another 6 months to 12 months before it's totally eradicated. What has happened, and that has got bearing on the rebate, is that to eliminate the problem of a shortage of hatching eggs, we've imported in excess of 160 million hatching eggs to actually cover the potential meat shortage that would have arisen from the avian influenza.
So, if I understand correctly, does this mean that we could in fact face an oversupply of poultry meat?
I actually do think that we're currently seeing an oversupply of chicken. If we look at prices since January, the price of chicken meat has reduced since January, and that is because of the oversupply of chicken. Now, there are two reasons for that. The one is that we imported 160 million hatching eggs, but also we see a slump in demand normally in the period January to April.
Will these rebates have a long-term impact on the South African poultry industry?
Absolutely. If we talk about the poultry industry long-term, this is an integrated industry. It's an industry that makes use of economies of scale, and therefore we do need to produce more and more chicken. Now, giving a rebate will actually take chicken production away from the local industry and give that to imports. And that will be detrimental to the industry long-term.
And for how long will these rebates be in place?
The rebates are intended to cover the problem since about October last year, probably for a period of a year. And Minister Patel announced 172,000 tons quota on the rebates that will be allowed for importation. We're still in the first quarter of that. And to date, ITAC has allowed 43,000 tons of imports to be rebated. And that's a vast amount of imports. And certainly contributing to the oversupply of chicken that we currently see. But the criteria for the rebates are that, firstly, that there should be a shortage of chicken. Now, we will do submissions to ITAC to prove that there's no shortage. And then secondly, the shortage need to be because of avian influenza. And we will try and counter that by providing information to prove that we actually sit in an oversupply situation, and hopefully that will then stop the rebates as from the second quarter.
Thank you very much, Izaak. That was Izaak Breitenbach, and he is the CEO of the Poultry Meat Division of the Southern African Poultry Association.